Hey friends, welcome back to the Tummy Time video series. If you haven't yet checked out part 1 or part 2, I highly recommend checking those videos out before watching this one. I'll be sure to link both videos down below in the description box for you. In this video, we are covering tummy time for ages 3 to 6 months. Before we get going, I just want to remind you all that down below in the description box is a link to a completely free developmental milestone chart for ages 0 to 12 months. This is a great, super handy resource that you can print out, put on your refrigerator, and just keep track of what major milestones are ahead for your little one. Also down below in the description box is a link to all of my recommended tummy time gear, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. All right, my friends, let's get into it. By 6 months of age, your little one should be able to endure tummy time for a minimum of 1 to 2 hours daily. You may choose to continue implementing tummy time throughout the day, say after a diaper change, or you might notice that your little one has become much more tolerant to playing in this position as they're now able to actively reach and grasp interesting items that happen to be in their line of sight. Around 4 months of age, your little one is actively bearing weight on and pushing up from their forearms to lift their chest. And he or she is able to lift their head and hold it steady at about 90 degrees upright from the floor. You'll likely also notice that your little one is able to lift and hold their chest upright while turning their head from side to side to look in various directions. Maybe you even see your little one doing what's called the Superman pose, which is where they're on their tummy and they're able to lift both legs and arms at the same time. And sometimes they do a little swimming motion with those arms and kicking their feet. Now, these are all great signs of proper strength, motor control, and coordination that's going to gear them up for crawling in the coming months. Around 5 months of age, you might see your little one intentionally rolling from their belly to their side or their back. And they might even have the coordination to push up to straight arms through their hands instead of being positioned on their forearms. So if your little one is now able to maneuver themselves out of tummy time by rolling onto their back, you might have to get a little bit creative as to how to continue distracting them while in tummy time.
What's in here? What do you think?
So you might consider incorporating the large exercise ball that I've mentioned in the prior 2 tummy time videos, or maybe consider doing some sensory activities like placing Christmas lights under a blanket for them to play with, or even consider taking a simple baking sheet, putting some water in it with some small sponges and letting the little one reach and grasp for sponges. They can squeeze the water out of it. These are all super simple, easy, novel activities for your little one to engage in during tummy time that will keep them interested. By 6 months of age, you might notice that while your little one is in tummy time, they're able to now push backwards using their arms. And during this time, they may be able to push all the way up to straight arms, so much so that their belly is actually off the floor. And finally, you might notice that your little one is gaining more and more mobility as they may be able to pivot in a semicircle or a full circle while placed on their belly. When it comes to vision, you might be able to see in this picture that around 6 months of age is when your infant's vision becomes fairly clear with the ability to see colors much more accurately. During these months, control of eye movement and body coordination becomes much more refined. Around 5 months of age, your baby is developing depth perception. So it's pretty cool that around 5 months of age, this is when the eyes begin to work together and form a 3-dimensional view of the world and objects around them. When it comes to positioning, I'm still a very big advocate of giving your little one plenty of time on the floor or a hard surface, because this is going to give them a lot of practice to continue strengthening and stabilizing their arms and their hands, so that way they're able to push all the way up and gear up for crawling. And again, all of this practice of pushing up through their hands is going to help develop their palmar arches. So another great position for the 3 to 6 month age is the football hold. If your little one is still resisting your various invitations for tummy time on the floor or with the exercise ball, or however many other ways you're trying to make it happen, you might want to consider using the football hold. The football hold is super easy to recreate. You're basically just going to place your baby on your forearm with their head facing towards your hands. You can then use your thumb or your index finger to cradle their jaw to give them support as they become tired. Of course, you're going to want to keep this activity interesting, so maybe having someone on the other side or a really fun object or toy for them to look at to keep their interest up. I like this position a lot because babe feels much more comforted by being in parents' arms, and they're more likely to be distracted by the fact that they're actually still doing work, tummy down, lifting their head to look at the world around them. Another reason why I really like the football hold is it might actually help your little one with gas. Their tummy is lying on your forearm, which is providing some gentle pressure to the stomach, which might help move gas. And last, but certainly not least, we have my favorite, the exercise ball. So as your baby's strength continues to increase, you'll be able to incorporate more challenging positions using this exercise ball. You might incorporate more exaggerated left to right movements to challenge their ability to correct their posture. You may also use more forward motions on the exercise ball, as the further forward you position your infant on the exercise ball, the harder he or she will have to work to lift their head upright. The further back they are positioned on the exercise ball, the easier it will be for them to overcome gravity to lift their head upright. And of course, using the exercise ball is also a great way to help develop your little one's vestibular sensory system, which is the sensory system that is responsible for detecting movement and motion. All right, mamas, that's gonna do it for the Tummy Time series. Please be sure to check out part 1 and part 2 if you haven't done that already. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button. That way you don't miss any of our future videos. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.